Hi everybody, and thanks for stopping by. I've had my Google Nexus 7 tablet for a little over a week now, and so I'm just going to take a few moments today and kind of give you my first impressions of the product. One of the things I wasn't sure about when I purchased this tablet is how I would like the 7-inch form factor. I previously used a 10-inch Android tablet, and that was pretty comfortable for web browsing. It really worked well for that because you could turn it in landscape and have a nice wide area to view web pages. I just wasn't sure about the 7-inch. As it turns out, I like it very well. In fact, I like it better than the 10-inch tablet I have. Main reason it's smaller and easier to handle. You can easily use it in portrait mode with just one hand. It's very comfortable. I find that web pages are a little small, but these days a lot of web pages are designed for mobile devices, and so that makes it easier. Also, many of the common websites I visit on a daily basis, such as Facebook and Google Plus and so forth, have their own apps, so I really don't have to mess with those websites anyway. A lot of other sites that I commonly visit, such as Google News, work very well on a mobile browser. So yes, there are websites that the 7-inch is a little small for, but all in all, I like the 7-inch better than the 10-inch tablets. Just a couple of the applications that come with it that I really like. One of my favorites is Currents, and this lets you basically subscribe, if you will, to digital editions of certain magazines or certain news organizations, ABC News for example. And what this is, it actually fetches these articles in advance. It synchronizes when you're connected to Wi-Fi, and even when you're disconnected you can go and read anything that is downloaded. And that's pretty valuable because obviously I have the Wi-Fi version of the tablet here, and I like to read the news when I'm out and about and not connected. So that's a really valuable application for me, and it was something I didn't know existed, but was a pleasant surprise when I got my tablet. Another application I'm fairly impressed with is the navigation application, which is still in beta. I find it works pretty well. I live in a pretty, backwoods area of Pennsylvania, and so far I've not had any trouble with the directions this gives. Now there is a drawback. By default it doesn't store any of the maps offline, and so for that reason, if you have a Wi-Fi only unit like I have, that is somewhat of a problem because as soon as you leave, you lose the map. But it does have the option of downloading a fairly large area, just a rectangular block of the map, and storing it offline so you can use it. It's probably stores a good an hour or two drive in each direction from where I live. And that of course isn't sufficient if you're going on a trip. There are other free GPS applications out there that do have offline maps, but I'm guessing that, I'm at least hopeful that Google will eventually allow you to download the entire US, or at least several states worth of offline maps, so you can use this more effectively. As far as battery life, it's pretty good. I find if I charge it overnight, it'll give me pretty much all day of use. Now, I'm not using it constantly. If I were, it would probably go dead. But I can use it a lot throughout the day, and by the end of the day, it's pretty much depleted and ready to be charged again. If I'm constantly watching videos, for example, I might have to actually charge it before the day is over. But generally, you charge it at night, and during the day, you can use it without any trouble. One of the nice things about Google tablets, as compared to other manufacturers' tablets, is Google seems to be very committed to providing operating system updates and other updates as soon as they become available. Some of the other tablet makers, you can wait a good while before you get new versions of Android, for example, but Google seems pretty good at releasing updates for their own devices, and that's one of the things that led me to buy a Google device as opposed to one branded by another manufacturer. Hopefully this review has been useful if you're looking into buying this device. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.